Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. You do not want to miss tonight. We have two very special guests in the house, so make sure you stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Voice After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. My fellow panel is full and all here tonight. Where can they find you online before we get to our special guest?
You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
Yes, and her name's Brooke Lacey too, so that's pretty convenient. I'm Chris Howard. Reach me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Allie Bailey. You can find me social media, Allie Bailey _1.
And like I said, we have two very, very special guests here in the house tonight. We have Quizz and Aliyah Moulden.
What's up, everybody?
Representing Team Blake
Qualia.
and Team Gwen. Two of our youngest artists here on the show, Quizz being the youngest artist ever to be on the show. So we are very, very excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
this
thank
is
you so
an
much.
amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
I really thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you two are both, we've had like a ton of fun even before we just got on air. These two are a bundle of joy and energy, and we are very, very excited to just get right into it.
Yes,
A bundle
ma'am.
of joy is a baby. These guys are older than a bundle of joy.
They really are. So if your fans and our fans want to continue the conversation with y'all on social media, where can they find you both?
I'm at Kid Quizz on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. At Kid Quizz, KIDQUIZZ.
Yeah.
Double Z.
And everything, all of my social media is at Aliyah Moulden, which is spelled ALIYAHMOULDEN.
You got to put the Moulden on there because there's another Aliyah on your team.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's got to be confusing.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
So have there been any nicknames or anything?
No, people just kind of call us Aliyah, and then whatever one they're talking to second, they just say the other Aliyah. And so it's just, and nobody really like.
I call Aliyah Rose Aliyah because she has two A's in her name. So it's AA, so I call her Aliyah, and then I call her Aliyah.
That'll do it.
works.
That works.
Oh, they were telling me
Figured it all
outside they
out.
thought you had a stutter.
Oh, me? They did?
Leah.
Oh, Aliyah. Oh, I see what you did there. That's funny.
Chris, our jokester.
Yeah, he's a resident class clown. Anyway, so let's get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about both of your, we'll just kind of go back and forth. Feel free to just, like bounce off each other and whatnot, but let's talk about your love for singing. I know you kind of mentioned it on the show and your little opening bits, but if you want to just get a little bit more into it, how did you get started? You're both very young, so you must have been singing at this point since you were kids. How did it all begin for you?
Ladies go first.
He usually says gentlemen go first every time he talks
Yeah,
to
like
me.
I'm
And I
always
was like,
all of our minors that are women, ladies. I call them yes sir, no ma'am, and then they do the opposite. It's just how
yeah,
we do.
it's just the way it works.
Yeah.
I was like startled. I was like, you actually called me a female? What? Yeah, but my grandmother used to sing to me when I was little, and she would teach me nursery rhymes in Spanish and stuff, and that was like how I got started singing. And I started taking singing lessons when I was 7, and it just kind of took off from there. And yeah.
Well, I've been singing since I was about 3 or 4. I don't know. I've just always been around a musical family. So my family's always been. My mom is like picture Beyonce but just shorter. Like that's my mom.
That's a big
and so it's just like,
it.
she's like an amazing woman. Like shout out to her mom. Shout out to you, mom. And so she would sing, and so I went to church. And I had my first kind of performance in Yes, Jesus Loves Me. That's the song that I sang. And I got a great response, and I saw people happy. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to give this another try. So I was 6 years old, and there was my talent show. It was my school's talent show. And I sang Who's Loving You by Michael Jackson. And I sang that song, and I got a great response from that. And I was like, yeah, I like this. Let's keep on doing this. And so I've just been performing all over the country, and then this Michael Jackson thing was really going for me. So I started doing tours as as a Michael Jackson impersonator. I was little Michael Jackson.
So it was the
And
Jackson
so-
5,
It was
right?
the Jackson 5,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I started doing tours and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay. And I couldn't do it anymore because my voice is starting to change and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do now? And so I've been working on original music, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to get my name out there and just be the star that my family and I know that I can be.
Nice.
Beautiful.
one.
Really beautiful.
Love
And how I was always curious to know, how did you get into the Michael Jackson impersonation? Was there an audition or like a call, or did they hear your stuff online?
From what I remember, they had like the Moonwalker show. They were looking for little Michael Jacksons because
Little Michael Jacksons.
Yeah, little Michael Jacksons because their original one got too old, so he couldn't sing it anymore. So they needed a replacement. And so at first they had one kid, but he cried too much like after his performances, and they were just like, we love that, but we just can't have that after every single song. And so so they were like, okay. I was kind of like their last pick, but I was like, they loved me, and then every single year since from about 7 or 8 to 13, I was doing that, and every year we did like 3 or 4 shows a year. I did 3 or 4 shows a year because I had school and all that stuff, so I couldn't really do that. But they were doing a ton of shows a year, and so I was just doing that, and I was singing I was doing other things and venturing out to other things, and I sang the national anthem at the Barclays Center for the Brooklyn Nets and the
that's
Boston
so
Celtics.
cool.
Yeah, and then I did the U.S. Open, and
Whoa.
I sang everywhere, just about everywhere, and so I've kind of had a pretty good career so far. Yeah, it's been awesome.
For being this
Ale-
young.
Aliyah, your mom said you do a lot of charity.
Yes, I do a lot of charity events. I think, especially like cancer and stuff, because my father passed away from cancer when I was younger, so I kind of have like a soft spot for that. So I do like to go sing at cancer charity events, and also cystic fibrosis. That's really I've been singing at a couple of events for that, and just to raise money for churches or like the community, just trying to keep local stuff open. And I used to always sing at I attended the Boys and Girls Club of La Habra since I was 5, and so I'd always sing at all of their events to raise money for the kids and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I've also done some bigger gigs, like I worked with Disney. I did a show with some people from Shake It Up and some.
It's funny you say that because I think you look so much like Zendaya. I actually
Yeah.
said that during your performance tonight.
And it's funny because like
I mean-
Zendaya's my wife.
Oh,
You have a wife.
So it's kinda,
Chris is 14 years old, the youngest ever on The Voice, but you're
He's
smooth though,
married.
brother.
during the Before He Cheats, which was we opened with tonight, during that performance, you had the curly hair. And so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm getting Zendaya vibes right now. I even said that, so it's so funny that you say that.
A lot of people thought I was
It's a
Arabic, which
doppelganger.
is really funny, and
that's
they were like,
interesting.
she should sing country music, bring more diversity. There's never been an Arabic singer who sings country, and I was like, I was flattered because I just think like it's such a beautiful culture. I love I just love different cultures, but like it's kind of cool how people interpret things. I never thought that I looked like Zendaya, and I never thought that I looked like half of the people that they're naming.
Yeah,
But
just being on the show. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it just-
probably
it's-
did.
Your father was black.
My father was black.
Mother's Mexican.
Yes.
What a cool mix.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it though?
really
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're getting to work with some pretty high level talent, being Gwen and Blake, and just all the other artists on the show. What is some piece of advice that someone maybe either on the show or outside of the show has given you that's been really valuable throughout this experience thus far?
Well, for me, when we were rehearsing for Knockouts, I was really nervous. I was like crying before because I was so nervous. The girl that I was going against was amazing, and I'm not used to being put into situations where like I'm directly against somebody. I mean, there's competitions, but it's like you're against everybody. You know what I mean? So there's no single person. But it was kind of like I was so overwhelmed because everybody there was so talented, and it just was so intimidating for me, at least. And so I was crying and stuff before, and Blake was like, the reason why you get so nervous is because you care, and like I understand, like it's a good thing that you care so much, but just make sure that you channel your energy, your nervous energy, into excited energy. And yeah, that was really good
Well,
advice.
I was going to ask you about that because he kind of mentioned in last night's episode how you just like really needed to control your nerves, and that was the only thing he was like a little bit worried about. What did you do in your performance last night to help you stay calm and like totally kill it like you did?
You know, for me, it's kind of getting it all out before, because I always will have those nerves, but I just need to like let it out, because like holding it in, it just doesn't do well for me. I'm like sitting there, I'm like shaking, but for me, it was kind of getting it out the days before and get all of it out, so that way when the day of my performance came, I had no nerves left, and all that was left was excitement.
When you say getting it out, what do you mean?
I mean just
screaming?
Not screaming, but just like sometimes it's good to cry, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's good because it's such a
Don't tell that to the Michael Jackson people.
I know, I know, but not all the time, but sometimes.
I agree, like letting yourself feel and letting yourself process, because this is heavy. This is like a big, you know, time commitment. Not only like you're sacrificing your lives. I mean, you guys are both in school still, so this is very different, especially for someone your age, competing against people who are much older, who have a lot more industry experience. It's heavy. It definitely is.
And also, I think because I was getting a lot of DMs and a lot of messages like, "How are you so confident?" I'm like, I'm really not that confident. I just know how to channel energy, and like, because before it was terrible. I was a mess, and then right before my blind audition, my vocal.
I was there.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, I was a mess. Like my vocal coach there, she was like, just shake it out, and we started dancing because I was like shaking and I was tapping my foot. She's like, put some rhythm into it. And we like made a song and we started dancing.
Isn't there a song about that? Shake it out.
Yeah.
Shake it off.
Yeah, but I think that was the first time that I really learned like you can move your energy other places, and I kind of forgot about it until Blake reminded me, and the way he said it was so sweet and so inspiring. So I'm just really happy. Yeah.
That'll really help you too, starting with the lives.
Yes, I have cried.
Is it the same for you, Quizz? You have the same strategy?
Not really.
Not really.
See, I don't know. I've gotten nervous a lot before, but I've never really been nervous until I've gotten to The Voice. When I did my blonde audition,
I was terrified.
I don't know how. Like, I've never gotten nervous before. It was like my first kind of like, almost experience getting nervous about performing.
Yeah.
Because it was, come on, Alicia Keys, Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton, and all these Adam Levine. Like, I had to sing for them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my gosh, I could not contain it. And then I got on stage, and usually they all go away. Like, once you get on stage, no, it did not go away. So I was like, oh man, what is going on?
You know, waiting for that first year to turn.
It wasn't even that. I wasn't really worried about that. It was just performing, like just being on that stage.
Knowing that it was going to be on TV.
Yeah, knowing that. It was like, it's just crazy. But I mean, after that, I've been kind of cool. I know what I need to do now.
Yeah.
And so it's just usually when you get on the stage, it really all goes away. But we all have our different strategies of trying to release energy, because that's all it really is.
It's a lot. And not just on TV. This is all over. You know, you were trending on Aliyah Moulden was trending on YouTube yesterday. Your blind audition has almost 3 million views. Quizz, like, how does that feel, and how are your friends and family at home reacting to this massive amount of success?
Man, wow. It's kind of crazy because family members that I don't even know about. They've been, it's not even on that level. They just didn't know like that I was their actual cousin until they saw my last name, or they just saw, or my parents.
That's cool.
Yeah, like I have a cousin who's going to the NBA, like that I didn't even know about, and now his name's Caleb Swanigan, and like. And it's just crazy. Like, I get to connect with these people.
So it's your whole family gets to connect with them.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And the girls.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I didn't even have to ask. Tell us about it, Quizz. Tell us about it.
He is a ladies' man. Let me tell you.
So Quizz walks in tonight, and he looks at her, and he's like, I just got to tell you, your eyes. And then I'm like, oh, this guy's smooth. Then he goes on, and he's recording his thing, and his eyebrows are going up like this. I'm like, man. This guy's all over.
Youngest on the show, doesn't matter. Got game.
I don't know, but They. Uh-oh.
It's all good.
We're good. We
Oh,
haven't split
there's
it.
nothing in there. Okay. So they've been going crazy. Not as crazy as Mark Isaiah. They
Mark
love-
Isaiah. Oh.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
even my own cousins are like, when I'm around him, they're like, are you around Mark? Can you
my
FaceTime
friends
Mark
too.
while you're like, I'm like,
That was like Zach Sebo, like what 2 or 3 seasons ago. Do you remember him with Emily Ann Roberts? Everyone like wanted them to be a couple. Both
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Jordan
But she likes
Smith's
Justin Bieber, so she must be into this Mark guy.
We've already talked about this. We love Mark.
Yeah. Are there any showmances going on that we should
Besides
know about
Blake
on
and
the
Gwen?
Besides Blake and Gwen?
Your coaches.
Not that I know of.
I mean,
No.
sometimes I see things,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
When they tell you
But
to
we
turn away,
can't
turn away.
confirm.
no, but like I
anything.
pretend I don't. And so I mean, I'm gonna like, let them have their privacy, but she knows
Right.
she knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Really?
Yeah.
For live editions, there were some people that I know. I'm not gonna name.
Oh yeah.
He knows who I'm talking about.
This is great.
Yeah.
There
Can
were
you tell
some
us if
romances.
people are still in the lives, like top 20?
If-
This is still going on.
Oh yeah, no.
No,
But
a lot of people
the
are
guy
married.
is still in the
Oh,
lives,
the guys,
but
not the girl.
not the girl.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy. But that's that. But
Oh my God.
the women they've been going crazy. Like I have Snapchat, and
How do we get back to that? That's so easy.
don't know.
Get a one-track mind. Yeah.
I have Snapchat, and they've just been going crazy over that. And so I'm just like, have to, like, I gotta focus. I gotta stay focused. But it's tempting.
How do you
at
handle
times.
all the women? How do you handle that?
My dad does.
Oh, your dad? He says, son, I'll get this for you.
Trying to do
Yeah.
the Instagram.
Yeah,
Well,
like, he does all that stuff.
Learning the
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, but that's been going crazy, and it's kind of like bringing out the worst and the best of people, and it's kind of
Yeah.
showing you how fake and how real people.
Are you
can
talking
be.
about the girls? Or
Yeah.
Really? How
Well,
so?
all people. But because there's a friend of mine who did not talk to me for a very long time,
Now he wants to.
and now she wants to.
Oh, she.
Yeah, now she wants to be like all over me, but it's cool, and so that's that. But
How's that for
Yeah.
you,
Well,
Yeah.
Aliyah
Yeah.
Moulden?
Women aren't going crazy over me,
Really?
but my family has been super duper supportive. I'm so grateful for all of them. And like my family, especially from the East Coast, and people that I don't really get to see that often from my dad's side of the family, have been super supportive. And on my mom's side of the family too, I've been getting calls and texts and FaceTimes. I'm just really grateful.
Sweet.
And
See, it sounds so sweet when you say it, and it sounds so ladies' man. He said that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's kind of long lost people have come back up. Like my kindergarten teacher recently
Oh, I
contacted
love
me.
that.
And
So sweet.
Mrs. Heimlich, and I was so excited because I mean, you kind of like forget, but you always remember. You never think that maybe they watched the show, and yeah, she watched the show, and she tweeted me on Twitter, and she was like, "I'm your ex kindergarten teacher. Like I miss
cool.
you." And I was like, "I loved you so much." Like she was my favorite teacher ever, and it was just so crazy that she even like saw.
So
Yeah, that's really
That's
exciting.
really
Yeah.
cool.
speaking of school, how often do you go to school on set?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work? Do you want to just kind of,
Um,
because you're teenagers, so you're likely supposed to be somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
so
they're
what
right
grades
now.
are you technically in?
Well,
right
I'm a sophomore and he's in 8th grade. I
Okay.
think, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm in 8th grade,
all of the minors go to school together, which I think is really cool because that's how we all become close because we spend so much time together. And the set teacher, Miss Wendy, is really nice.
oh my God, she's like literally the best.
Person
How does
ever.
it work though? With you guys are all in different
Yeah.
grades. Like, do you get different assignments?
You know, they have to have a set teacher that's kind of good at everything to help us all, because she's able to help us all in our homework. And
It's
even if she
crazy.
does, and even if she doesn't know the topic, like problem solving skills, but we're all in the same room,
Yeah.
and
And
How many
we
of you
get
are there
work-
right now?
Six, and
Yeah.
we get work from our teachers. Wait, is there 6?
Yeah, there's 6 of us. It's me, you, Anatalia,
Yeah,
Hannah,
yeah.
Brentley, Aliyah.
So we each get work from our school, and then we just do the work that our school sends us, and we just do that individually.
Yeah,
Is it
individually.
how much of your time does that take up? I mean, I would imagine
lot.
that takes up a lot of
4
time.
You
hours,
know, it's
Whatever,
really
4 or 5.
easy to fall behind. That happened to me.
Right,
It's
I can imagine.
because it's such a high stress situation, and they do give you time to go to school, and the teacher's very motivating. But like the days,
Very.
the days before your performance, I mean, what else can you think about? You
You don't
know what
wanna-
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, you're
you
also
don't
in
want to think about like
rehearsals and-
trigonometry and like stoichiometry, like what it like.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you want to think about like what verse you're messing up on, and like, you know, and it messes with your brain like so much. It's such a high stress situation, and I think but we do have like school is kind of like a safe haven for us. It's like a place where we get to think and time to ourselves, and a lot of the adults don't really have that. Like I think the minors are a lot closer than some of the adults are, because we're like forced to spend time with each other.
Yeah, that's nice. That is
Yeah.
really
Did
nice.
you guys go back to school when during like
Oh
the
my
knockouts when
gosh.
everything was airing? Did you guys go back to school and then now you're back on
And
set
it's
with
funny
the teacher?
because my blonde audition aired on my birthday.
Oh,
And
that's so fun.
so yeah,
That's
so
special.
that was pretty cool. And I just remember all of my friends the next day, because they knew it was my birthday, and all of my friends at school, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, Quizz, we're friends, right?" And I was just like, "Sure, yeah." Like people that I didn't even know, they're just like, "We're friends now," and I was like, "Cool, okay, sure." And they're just. It was just cool, the love that I got from my whole entire school, like even kindergartners and second graders and all the teachers and all the staff members. They watched it, so that every day they're like, "When are you gonna be on again? When are you gonna be on again?" And they're like, "Oh my God, that Aliyah girl. Oh my God, that Mark girl. Like, oh my God, I love them." And you tell them I said hi, and I'm like, sure. The next time I see them,
I'll tell
like,
them you said hi.
Yeah, like my friend has the biggest crush on Jay Chosen. Like it's the craziest thing ever. Like I was on her story. She has like Jay Chosen this, Jay Chosen that. Like
That's
it's
so
kind
funny.
of scary. And so I promised her that I'd do a shout out for her with Jay Chosen.
That's
So,
so funny.
Yeah.
You go to public school, right?
yes, I do.
Okay, and you're homeschooled, aren't you?
I was going to public school up until we went to go film blind auditions, but I'm not unenrolled at my school. I'm still a Highlander. I still go to La Habra High. But I did go back to visit my school, and it was crazy. And people who I never met were telling everybody that they knew me. And people, I had a really small group of friends at my school. It was me and my friend Valentina and my friend Daphne, and like I didn't really talk to that many people outside of it.
Chambalan.
Yeah, yeah, my friend Vicente, yeah, it was kind of like they were asking my friends for my phone numbers, and it was just like they're like, we know her, we swear. And then like my friend would be like, do you know this girl? Like it was like some girl that I've never even heard of. Like she's like, I sit like 3 rows behind you in science class. Like you don't remember? Like I passed you my paper once. I was like, no, I don't remember. But like that,
funny.
I mean, it's really cool though, also because I got to make a lot more friends because of this, but I still know like who's my friend,
really your friend,
who's my
yeah.
friend, and
Definitely
who's
know
my
that.
friend.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
hard was it to keep a secret that you guys knew you were going to the West?
I mean,
Because it's been a while since
Since
the way that they shoot the show is
Yeah.
the live
Yeah.
auditions comes like
Right.
long after the actual battles and
we
knockouts
filmed,
were shot.
yeah, we
Yeah.
filmed Blinds in October,
Yeah.
and it didn't air until February.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you had
It
to
was
keep
kind of
your
like,
mouth shut.
yeah,
I
was
think.
it hard?
It was so hard because people were like, being a singer and going to public school were like the views is like football is the coolest thing, and like football cheerleader, and like I looked like I did nothing at my school because I was always leaving school early to go to auditions and stuff and like doing shows. So I was kind of uninvolved in a sense. I mean, I loved my school and I would do well in my classes, but I didn't do any extracurriculars because singing was like so busy. And when I was gone for a month, people were like, "What were you gone for?" I was like, "Oh, I was sick. Oh, I was this. Oh, I was that." I was like, I made like 20 different lies up, and like I didn't even care. I was
I
like,
told
"Yeah,
them I went to music camp.
yeah." I mean,
told them.
I said that too. I said that too.
I
But,
told one girl to impress her. I was like, yeah, I was a background singer for Justin Bieber. And they're like, oh my God. And I was like, I'm playing.
No. And,
Well, did you see his eyebrows when he said that?
yeah, but it's like it was really hard to keep a secret also because like it just like the high school hierarchy was kind of like getting to me, and like whenever I would have down days and I'd feel like I wasn't doing anything, I had to remember like you did do
Yeah,
something, and it's
you're,
coming
like,
out
really
in a little bit. Like you can't do anything right now because like you can't like there's
Definitely something to look forward to. That's
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yes. And so after that had happened, I was like the most popular girl in school. And it was
all of
crazy.
a sudden, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there someone, I know we've talked a little bit about like Michael Jackson in specific with you, but is there someone that you kind of look to model your career after? Are there people in this industry, we could start with Quizz, that, you know, you kind of look up to and you want to maybe follow in their footsteps?
All right, Bruno Mars. That's my dude. That's my guy.
That's
I
what I
feel like you're
thought when you
dressed like
said
him.
your eyes, your eyes.
I feel like you would wear that jacket that you have on right now.
Yeah, like Bruno Mars is. I kind of look up to him, and like if we ever have like a coach to sing for, I kind of want Bruno
Very
Mars
cool.
because
That'd
he's
be
just
cool.
like that. He's just like my dude, and him, John Legend, Eric Bellinger, just the list goes on, but. Michael Jackson comes first. I'm
Right.
sorry, he's just that dude.
Yeah,
Like, ever
I
since
figured that was
born.
on the top of the list.
Like ever since I was born, I've just been Michael Jackson, and so it's just him, then Bruno Mars, then John Legend, and then everybody else comes later.
Have you ever met any of the Jacksons? I'm just curious.
Yes, I met
Okay.
Joe Jackson. I sang for him.
Oh, no
Oh, very
kidding.
cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Aaliyah Moulden, how about you?
Well, for me, well, obviously my grandma, but like, but like famous people. I really, for a long time since I was 10, my brother showed me Frank Ocean,
Oh.
and yeah, I fell in love. I know all of his songs, and I love how true he is to himself and how he takes his time with things, you know, and like. He doesn't really care about genres or like whatever people call it.
He didn't even like submit to the Grammys this year
Yeah.
properly. Yeah. Everyone was upset he didn't win, and then he was like, I didn't even submit because this wasn't technically like an album or
Yeah,
it
and
was more like
I
singles.
just think I met him one time.
Oh wow.
And it was the most random way ever. I was at a rehearsal studio about to go meet with the producer. And this like man walks by with like 10 guys around him, and he's like wearing like this beach hobo poncho, and like his hair is like all grown out, and like he walks by, and I was like, oh my god, and I start crying, and I walk out to him, I was like, I'm in love with you. And this was December 21st, 2015. It was the best day of my life.
Good early Christmas present.
I know.
How did he
right?
respond? What did he say?
He was like, oh, thank you so much. I can't take a picture right now because I'm not supposed to be like seen. And I was like, okay, I completely get it, but I love you. And I didn't say his name because I was so afraid that it wouldn't be him. And I was like, I'm not gonna say your name. Like, I know who you are. Like, I promise you. And I was like, you're Frank Ocean in my head, but like. And I had been listening to him for the longest time. Nobody else recognized him but me. And then the day after, a picture leaked of him on FaceTime with somebody, and he looked the same. So I was like, oh right, okay, it was him.
Yeah.
Validation. like
Validation.
and.
Yeah.
And he was so he didn't look like himself from pictures. Like in other pictures, he had like a shaved head and like no facial hair. And when I saw him, he looked like a completely different person. But I still recognized him.
He
'cause
was
I
hiding. He was
yeah,
incognito.
No, he was going incognito. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how you guys are going to have to do it pretty soon.
Yeah.
You're going to have to shave your head.
Yeah, I just think he's such an amazing person. I mean, I met him for a second, and it changed my life. I still remember like what time it was, what I did afterwards, what I did before that.
What you were wearing.
Yeah, what I was wearing.
Speaking of that, have you guys been recognized at all, like out on the streets, and what is that
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I recognize Aliyah
didn't-
Moulden.
Yeah, she
You
recognized
two,
me. Yeah.
how did you guys run into each other? Because
I was shopping on Ventura Boulevard, and I was in the dressing room, and I walked out, and I was like, Mom, I was like, Aunt Debbie, what do you think? And she's like, are you Aliyah from The Voice? I was like, hello, yes,
We
I
do a show, you have to come on.
Yeah,
So that's how it
yeah.
happened.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
how it happened.
And we were the only ones in the store too.
Yeah,
so
that
it was
was really
funny.
cool.
But-
Yeah, and the workers kind of like,
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember my first time getting noticed.
Like, do you like people ask for photos? Like, how does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them, all the time. It's really cool.
yeah.
What was it? I think it was at the YMCA. I went to the YMCA, and guys that I never met before, they were like, dude, I was playing basketball. I was just playing just by myself, and like, are you Quizz? Are you from The Voice? And I was like, yeah. And then the mall, Walmart, like everywhere, I get noticed by somebody. And then at church, there's like 2,000-3,000 people that go to my church at each service, and there's like 5 services.
Oh,
and,
wow.
They were noticing me, and then it was just crazy. They all wanted to take pictures
so
of me.
fun.
It was just awesome.
For me, I was getting my nails done. I get my nails done at the same place. It's like around the corner from my house. It's like this really small place. I was getting my nails done, and the only person who knew that I was on The Voice was the guy who was doing my nails, because like I had been going to the same place for years, and he put it on NBC, and the commercial came up as I was getting my nails done, and all the ladies were kind of like. And I was just like minding my own business. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing. And then they're like, "Are you that girl on the TV?" And I was like, "Yes, that was me." And then it kept happening a couple times after that at the same nail salon, because they play it in there all the time. And I got recognized at like a J.C. Penney and like all these random places, and it was so cool. Yeah.
That's fun. While we have you still here, why don't we talk a little bit about your knockout performances, because that was the most recent ones. We could start with Quizz. You did Chains by Nick Jonas, correct? And so yours was a bit of a stressful knockout, to say the least, because you were stolen, which was exciting.
Yeah, and I had to go
experience?
against Chris Blue.
Yeah.
That's a tough. Yeah.
Yeah, like he slayed. I'm talking about completely slayed.
It was probably his best performance.
It really was.
And that emotional anxiety you must have felt for like those 30 seconds before you knew that you were stolen. Like, what was that experience like? I always wonder in that moment.
I don't know.
It's back and forth, right?
Like, I was kind of sad, but I was kind of happy, because I was like, dude, you made it this far. So I was just like, in my mind, I was like, oh man, this is kind of sad. But in my heart, I was kind of like, cool. But then it was really emotional. There was like a lot of mixed emotions
it was
going
back and
on.
forth, because it's like you're out, but then just kidding, you're back
in. And then as soon as she hit
Alicia,
it like as soon as Gwen Stefani stole me, it took a second.
It was Alicia, now it's Gwen.
Yeah, now it's Gwen, and like it took a second for me to realize that she pushed for me. Like if you actually see it on TV, you could see my late reaction, because I was like, wait, what? and then my mom was just like, oh my God, I just got stolen by Gwen Stefani, and I was like her only steal. That was just, I was so grateful and just thankful that she picked me, and I was just so relieved that I could, because I didn't want to leave my homegirl, you know. I didn't want to leave the wardrobe. I didn't want to leave any of that stuff. Like
we're ready.
You become a family, and it's just like you don't want to ever let that go. And so I was just so there's words can't describe how I felt.
So talk about being coached by Alicia and now being coached by Gwen, and like that experience.
Have you gotten to work with Gwen?
Yeah, I've worked with Gwen. Yeah, well, working with Alicia was awesome. She is very creative, and she likes to work with the band and me, and she wants to work on everything vocally to get my vocals to the best of their ability. And she's just an amazing coach and an amazing person to be around. And so now working with Gwen, she really wants to get to know you. Like she wants to like be your best friend, and she kind of treats me like I'm her little son. Like she's just an amazing person, and she wants to help you on your performance and to help build yourself as a person, not necessarily as an artist, not necessarily as a singer. So I was just like, wow, getting the advice from both of these amazing people.
So
I was just like, it's kind of the best thing to be a stolen artist, because you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And Aliyah Moulden, you've been on Team Blake the whole time.
Yes.
And how has that experience been like? Because you're not, I mean, you sang country this week, but
I'm not.
You're not, so that's, I mean, we had Paxton on last year, or from last year, and he kind of talked about how he specifically chose Blake because he kind of thought that it would be not only strategic to get far in the competition, but like he thought he could gain a lot from that knowledge. How has that experience been for you?
You know, for me, I picked Blake because I felt like I could work with him the best.
Going into it, did you think you were gonna pick Blake?
Yes, I did. I did actually, because the whole time I wanted Blake, because of the fact like how he cared for his contestants so much, first of all, and also I'm like die-hard Alicia Keys, and like I would not be able to look that woman in the eye. Like, oh my God, I would be so intimidated by any of the other coaches. And Blake, when he turned, when I hadn't really registered when he turned around, but when he looked at me like I was a friend, you know what I mean? And it was just kind of, I felt very comfortable immediately, and I feel like that was my most important thing, because I was already gonna be nervous throughout the whole thing, and I just wanted somebody who I knew, who I felt the most comfortable with, for me personally. And also, my best friend sings country, and so I had been exposed to it kind of. I'm very accepting of all genres. I don't really have a favorite or a least favorite, but I just really wanted a different perspective on everything that I was doing, and I just kind of felt like I already have my perspective, and like, you know, I just, from my genre point of view, and having his would be so cool. I mean, and also, just being able to stay on the same team for me is just kind of, I just got more and more comfortable, and now it feels like Blake's like my uncle or something, you know?
Did he help you choose before he cheats? Was he at all part of the influence into choosing a country song, or?
You know, he was part of the influence, but he didn't know that I had picked it, because it's completely your choice, and which I really like. And I picked that song because I really liked how it still kind of tied into what I had sang before, because it kind of had like a similar message to Hound Dog, and like, you know what I mean, kind of like the same vibe, like, I'm sassy, no, I'm not gonna take nothing from you. And then, like, but I just wanted just to show versatility, first of all, and show that, like, I'm open to things, you know what I mean? And
you nailed it, by the way.
Thank you so
You
much.
nailed it. Your outfit was stunning.
Yeah,
I'm
like
serious.
our group, we had a group chat. We had a group chat on Snapchat, and my friend, Hannah, she was on there, and she was like, Aliyah killed this. And I was like, yeah, she really, like, she slayed. Like, it was crazy. I was just like,
him and Hannah are like super close, and our group chat's called the Dynamic Trio. We're really close, and it's like really nice. But
you should have brought her. Where is
I
she?
know,
I know, right?
I was just hanging out with her too.
We got another headset. We
I
can
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, Hannah.
I know. Where is
Shout out
she?
to Hannah.
Shout out. I love you, Hannah. if you're
Hannah, we
watching.
love you.
I love you.
We're gonna bring everybody back for a party
Yeah.
room. Johnny Gates says, "Yeah, let's make this the party room, and we'll bring everybody back for a reunion."
We gotta do that.
There you go.
We gotta do
So you're in.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm set. Yeah, book me now.
Like a karaoke room. Like
Yeah, isn't it? I like the
sparkles.
Yeah,
The
the
sparkles,
sparkles
it's so
and
nice.
the lights.
I
All we need
have,
is
to, I
a
have to
disco
ask one
ball.
question. I have to ask, what's your favorite vocal warm up for each of you?
I do like this thing. It's like, it's not a warm up, but like if your voice gets really tired, it's like a really good thing to like, it does like crackling noise. It's like really
vocal
it's
fry.
vocal fry.
She's our resident.
You're a singer?
And then I like go like this when I do that, and it's like really good in between like practices and stuff to make sure like you're not like killing your voice. So
Your body is really, it really helps with your voice. So like I do this because it's like it releases like
Tension.
something tension in your
Yeah.
voice and all that stuff. And then I also do it's like the weirdest, it's the funniest vocal warm up ever. No, like whenever somebody hears me do that, just completely laugh. Like it's really funny, but it really helps.
it's like hitting notes but not hitting them with like pain.
And,
Like,
and you do the same. It's just like you do that same thing, but different vowels and consonants and things of that nature. Because if you do that, then it really helps. And lip trills, things of that nature. But my favorite is the
Good. Yeah, that's cool.
And is there anything before we wrap that you guys are working on outside The Voice that you can chat with us about? Like, are there any, other passions or projects or anything you kind of want to have your fans to know about that maybe they don't necessarily get to see on the show?
I'm currently working on like an album.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some of these songs. Oh, vroom, vroom, vroom. I sing them on the side.
So like I've been working on that. It's been going on a year now. And I've gotten a pretty good choice of what songs that I want to do, and it's been going great.
Are they covers or are they original?
No, they're originals.
Really?
They're originals,
Wow.
yeah. And they're you just have to hear them.
Exciting!
Yeah.
Can't wait. We'll wait probably till after The Voice to hear
Yes,
those.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am,
For
definitely.
me, they're all secrets. And last time I said I had a secret project, it was The Voice. So,
So they're pretty good.
yeah,
you're
they're
saying.
pretty
Yeah,
good. They're
my
pretty
secrets.
good. They're not like confirmed or anything, but people have been contacting like my people, like my agent, my manager, and they've been contacting them and like from big companies, and I'm just really excited to see how that works out. And also
The Voice is like great, to win, but it's also just huge as like a launch pad for all of you young people to start your career. I mean, if you look at where some of these people have gone, like we've had Darby here, we've had Paxton, we've had, you know, Allison Porter is hopefully going to come in at some point. But yeah, so like some of these people have just really blown up from the show.
And especially because we're so young too, like
it's only the beginning.
It's like there's so many more things that we can do than, let's say, like if I was 30 and I had tried out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being 30 and trying out, but like
What are you saying?
No, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. But like, since we're so young, we can do stuff with kids, and we can do stuff with teens, we can do stuff with adults. It's just like a wide door has been opened for us.
You're building a really big following too at like such a young age.
Yeah, and it's also such loyal people too, which I really like, and consistent
very interactive.
people.
Yeah. Which is really exciting. So for those people, if they want to continue the conversation with you on social media, where can they find you?
Like I said, on Twitter and Instagram, at KidQuizz, KidQuizz.
And for me, everything is at Aliyah Moulden, ALIYAH MOULDEN.
And my panel, where can they find you guys?
Yes, they can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
And I'm Chris Howard. Reach me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
You guys can find me social media Allie Bailey _1.
And I'm Dani Golub. I'm your host. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Thank you guys so much for being here.
This is so
We're
awesome.
gonna watch you next week on the live shows. Good luck.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
be rooting for you. We'll be voting for you and rooting for you. So good luck. We'll see you guys soon.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.